In a software developer interview, the questions you ask the interviewer are just as important as the question they asking you. I mean, you're going to be working there 40 hours a week. Don't you really want to know what you're going to be doing? How this will affect your mental health, your professional future? Like, you really need to know what's going on, and you need to ask them some questions. That being said, why do interviews lean so much toward the interview asking you questions and you not getting barely a chance to ask them anything? So you got to be sure at some point to ask the interviewer the questions you want to ask them and put them on the spot a little bit so you can find out if this is the place for you. Is the company a fit for you? So here are the top 5 questions I have that you should ask the interviewer in the software development interview. Number 1, what all is expected from me in this role? Find out things like what all is expected from me, what tasks will I have, what's the work-life balance gonna be like, what am I gonna have ownership over, stuff like that. You gotta ask this because sometimes the job descriptions don't 100% match what they actually want you to do. When they give you the answer, try to find ways to map your experience and skills to what they're telling you. A good response from the interviewer would be something like, we need a self-starter, or you will own the feature dev for this new web app that we have. A red flag that you could get is, this is a dev role, but you're going to sometimes be doing customer service too. If you hear that, that's kind of not a good sign. Number 2 question to ask the interviewer. What are some of the biggest challenges facing you and the team right now? You got to force the interviewer to talk about some of the bad stuff and not always just talk about the good stuff. Try to sell you the dream. You want to hear some of the deeper details of what they're struggling with. No team or company or product is perfect, so we all know that. But some challenges are good for you, so you want to figure out if this is a challenge that matches with what you're trying to do and if it's something that you can help with. But on the other end, some challenges you should just run away. They're like big red flags. An example good response would be, we need to update our tech stack within the next year. We need a more organized dev process in this particular area. But a red flag here would be if they say, we have super bad work-life balance in these cases or whatever. Question number 3, what tooling and technologies does the company and team currently use? You got to ask about the technology and tooling that you're going to be using day to day for your development, for your unit testing, for your automation, for the DevOps. You want to know what kind of stuff you're going to be working with. Also ask about what you'll be working with in the near future if they're not working with it right now. Show a little bit of excitement here, show a little bit of your knowledge here, and try to map it to what you already know and show that you have experience in those areas that they talk about. An example, good responses could be, we are currently using the latest version of React, or we plan to start using GitHub Actions for CI/CD in the near future. A red flag could be, we're using this super old technology and we don't know when we're going to plan to refactor it. That could be something you might want to run away from. Question number 4, how does growth and career progression happen in this role? This is an important one. Ask about the opportunities they have to learn and grow with this company and with this team and with this manager. Determine if it's a clear response to how you move up and not just kind of like a vague mission statement or something about how you move to the next position. A good example of a response would be, we have senior devs and principals that will mentor you along the way to get you to your next role, or we will have frequent check-ins to check on the progress of your career progression or your journey to your next role. Some red flags could be, is we'll see as we go, or we'll talk about it as we move. We'll see how it goes first and we'll talk about all that in the future. Those are probably some things you don't want to hear. It's not a clear plan. It's just kind of up in the air. 5th and final question, and this is an important one. Is there anything I can clarify about my experience that I haven't already? Any gaps in your mind that I can maybe help to cover or close before we end the interview? Is there anything I haven't made clear enough yet? What this does is help to close any gaps the interviewer might have in their mind right now about you before they leave the interview. They probably have some notes, they probably have some things, some negatives that they have, and this gives them a chance to just directly just ask you like, hey, I don't think you know too much about databases. Can you tell me what you know about databases? Instead of just leaving the interview and just marking a note on there, you've made an opening for you to clarify that before they leave, and maybe you can leave with less negative ticks on your interview results. So that's it. There's many other questions you can ask, but all in all, you just need to find the questions for you that will make you comfortable accepting the job offer if you were to get one later. You really need to vet the company as well and know if this is a place you actually want to work, actually want to spend the next months, years, whatever the case may be. You need to get all the information you need to make the best decision, especially if you're making a decision between different companies. And all in all, it's a life decision. It's going to be a big decision for you regardless. If there's any other questions you can think to ask, please comment. Definitely like the video if you want to support, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube, all of that. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope this helps somebody.